Billy wrote
I
in.
heard.
Billy wrote.
I saw a tweet earlier, Tonka, from you about a challenge.
There's been a couple, but there's one that stands out.
Hello everybody, my name's Kinrock. As usual, I am late to this party, but better late than never, as they usually say. So, who's the one person who stands out?
There's one that stands
We're talking about Honey Badger Radio.
Ah, okay, I see. So we're not talking about a single individual, we're talking about an entire team here. Okay, as long as we know.
Honey Badger Radio, yes.
Good job, you parrot. You were able to repeat what he said. Now let's get to the meat of this video. I'm gonna be honest with you people, I have seen this beforehand. I'm not gonna review the whole video. It's asinining at best. So let's get through the few that we can, shall we?
Yeah, let me just lay down a little bit of history here. Let me set the record straight because I think there's some fucking confusion. So I'd like to just clear it up if I could.
Yes, please do.
Alright, buckle up, everybody. Here it goes.
Okay, you hear that, everybody? Here we go. Let's do this.
Buckle up, everybody.
Usually when most people say let's do this, they usually actually do it. This is taking forever.
So there's a Yushchenko wearing. If you don't know what that is, that's a little furry Russian hat.
Sorry, all I have is the hoodie.
Yushchenko wearing, prep burger singing,
Who is this mystery man? I must know him. He preps burgers.
40-year-old that likes to stand in front of Kekistan flags.
The amusing thing about that is that was an insult. And the reason why that's amusing is because it's coming from what I can only presume to be a 30 to 40-year-old man with a cartoon avatar meant for kids as his avatar. Yes, I know mine's not exactly the most mature, but at least it's original.
Talking shit.
And what is this, if not you talking shit? What is... I have a feeling you believe talking shit. It's just people disagreeing with stuff that you believe in or stuff you won't support or something like that. Yeah, most response videos are generally reviewed that way unless it's something people agree with, in which case it's okay. Yeah, I call that bullshit. Everything is as it is, just responding. There's talking shit, which is definitely its own separate thing, but that's not what this is.
Who's been repeatedly talking shit. This all began when I did a video about a pedophile named Ross.
We all know how I feel about this subject, so I'm going to assume that you're right about this guy being that thing for the sake of this, but everything else I'm going to have to take with a pinch of salt, considering that you refuse to give any evidence.
Now, our lovable little autist.
You see, this is most of the reason why I couldn't get through it. 80% of this video, the stuff that comes out of your mouth, is just you insulting this man with such surface level insults. You sit there multiple times and say he's autistic as if it's a bad thing. And I'm not 100% sure why you're under that impression. It's stupid.
Showed up in my comment section to try to soccer mom me away from making fun of Ross.
Well, you currently have a screen showing in front of us, and you definitely have better equipment than I, so any screenshots, I can imagine you would have screenshots of at least something that was said. No, you're just going to assert with... whatever. I'm used to it at this point.
Saying that was wrong. You shouldn't make fun of a pedophile.
He's already openly came out and pointed out that it's wrong to like kids in that way. He's done it multiple times, so it's not like he sympathized with it or anything like that. So unless you're willing to give me some form of evidence, I'm calling it out. It's incorrect. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Tried to take some moral high ground bullshit with me, some Reddit tier mentality with me, thinking that was going to work. It didn't work.
I bet you guys already can see why I could only get through like 4 minutes of this 15-minute video. I mean, I watched the whole thing, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to editing and all that, trying to clip the parts so I can respond and all that.
So he left paragraph after paragraph after paragraph about this shit on my videos.
So, there are two things I noticed. One, he was communicating with you via your channel. One of the ways the doctor is more comfortable with is via type. later in this video, I can't remember if it's a part of this, it's been a minute since I've done the editing for this, but you sit there and you complain about the fact that he doesn't want to debate you, which makes sense considering that, one, he's already openly admitted he's not into the idea of open debate. I find it weird myself, but it's what people are comfortable with. It's what he wants. You cannot blame him for that. And two, you said paragraphs, meaning you responded to what he said, he was responding back. This is what we call a conversation. You do not get to complain about that, unless, of course, you have a reason to complain about it, such as he legitimately said something wrong, in which case I would expect someone of your caliber to show it. Or we can go with option 2 here, which is you're just deliberately full of shit. I prove it wrong.
When I told him he was a faggot, he didn't take that so kindly.
What's that? People don't like when you just insult them without making points. Wowee, I'm amazed.
And devolved into passive-aggressive tweeting for months on end.
For the sake of being kind and fair, I'm going to sit there and go, yes, he did do this. I couldn't find it. I looked through his Twitter feed and couldn't find shit of this. I looked about 3-4 years back, couldn't find a damn thing about you. So, whatever. But let's say he did do this. You want to sit there and talk shit, then it only makes sense for him to sit there and talk shit about you. You obviously did it in this video. You did it to Allison when she actually came to Bloodsports. I'll deal with that later. You did it in your YouTube section, and it's fair. It's fair game. If you're going to talk shit, he gets to talk shit.
And making videos with sly little insults in them.
As opposed to what? Just flat out calling someone autistic and thinking that makes you look smart?
See, he thinks he's a puppet master, which is ironic because this faggot, I swear to God, literally uses puppets in his videos.
I'm not even having fun with this anymore. That is legitimately what a puppet master is. Somebody who controls puppets. So if he controls puppet, by definition, he's a...
Go take a look at it. His name's doctorrandomercam.
He said the thing.
Go take a look at his content to get a good idea of what Reddit incarnate looks like.
What does that even mean? I mean, I've been a fan of the Doctor for about a year or so. He's very good with words. He makes sense, even if I don't agree 100% with what he says, but come on.
So he takes these shots, he makes these videos, talks all this shit. So I reach out to him because I'm not a walking vagina, Tonka.
You're just gonna let that sink in.
I like to act like a man. I know that's weird, right? On the internet in this day and age.
It is strange.
And say, let's come on to the Metocast. Let's have a talk.
I've seen what your talks end up being. They're literally almost exactly one-sided attacks. You have judges that are on your side, fans that are completely on your side. There is no bias that is not in your favor. Couple that with the fact that you started this whole thing apparently with insulting him as he was trying to have a conversation with you, does not make you in the right. You are 100% in the wrong, even if he did do what he did. Yeah, 2 people can be 100% in the wrong. Shocker.
Doesn't want to do it. I'm not going to do that, Jim. I'm just going to continue being a bitch.
You see what I mean? This is only 4 minutes into this 15-minute video, and he does this throughout the whole thing. He sits there and he insults people as if that's a point. It's not. That's not how points work. Make a point. And at least give small evidence if you're just going to make a claim. A claim itself, again, could be a point, but you need at least evidence. Why do so many of you people not know this?
Tried, I'd say fucking 10 times, wouldn't do it. So I'm on a stream with Sargon, and I make the comment, the doctorrandomercam is a pussy and won't come onto the stream with me.
What does Sargon have to do with doctorrandomercam? They're both on YouTube and both have similar ideas, but they don't control each other. They don't know what the other one's thinking. What the heck, man? Just what the heck?
That Honey Badger Radio won't get involved with that. And then they go onto Twitter and they plead, oh, we don't know what he's talking about. Jim is making that up. We'll do that. Well, I'd like to read you some fucking tweets from Honey Badger Radio to give you an idea where I got that impression from.
Finally, finally, we're getting somewhere. Now, what was the conversation like? Give us the best part of the conversation that you have right now, Jim. Let's do this.
So it doesn't seem like pulling that out of my ass. Somebody you might know, Toad McKinley. Ring any bells for the audience out there?
Woo lad.
Ask the puppet guy why he's so scared of the big bad Mr. Metokur. To which they respond, this is from January 11th. I don't think he is. Neither am I, although you didn't ask that.
Seriously? That's the worst you had on this. Someone asked why they're scared of you, and then they said we're not, and you didn't ask that. And that is the best you have on them refusing. Yeah, I'm gonna let this play for just a second. I need people to let that sink in.
Toad then says, there's a laundry list of passive-aggressive tweets, 40-minute passive-aggressive videos, and refusal to do a live stream would tell a different story.
I'm only asking for you to show one thing. Just one. Why are you so reluctant to do so?
To which they respond, Mike's a quiet person.
Yes, he admitted this in one of his videos, and I don't know why that makes it any less. It makes sense.
That's probably why. I'd do a live stream instead, though. Okay, so he's not a bitch. He's just a quiet person. He likes to throw shade, but he doesn't like to confront the people he throws shade at.
It's what we call criticism. You don't necessarily have to answer for your criticism, but people are definitely allowed to criticize your criticism. Here's a circle for you. You're criticizing the doctor for his criticism. I'm criticizing you for your criticism. You don't necessarily have to defend or debate me on if your criticism right is wrong. Therefore, he doesn't have to necessarily defend or confront you on his criticism. Just like the people who he criticizes don't have to. You see how this goes. You can choose to ignore or not.
Sounds like a bitch move to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned.
It's called picking your battles. It is a smart thing to do, especially nowadays with the internet, where you can talk to anyone at any point in time from any distance. You don't necessarily always have to interact with everyone you talk to. Maybe you can call it old-fashioned if you want, but it's not necessarily right.
Maybe I'm just from a different school of thought.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Now, this goes a little further, though.
Huh?
Somebody says, this is from January 3rd. This is before Toad McKinley. Well, it seems like Jim has a problem with both Dean Esme, that's somebody else, and Mike. So there seems to be unresolved tension between him and some MRAs. You should set up a talk. This is what they said in response. I'm pretty sure we're beneath his notice. Also, I have shit to do. So I'm not going to chase after everyone or anyone just to set up a show that will devolve into drama and hissy fits.
I've seen what your show is. That's a fair criticism.
I don't want to waste my time. I can do something more productive.
They have the right idea. Maybe I should go do something different. This is boring.
So let's not fucking pretend that I pulled this out of my ass.
Oh, buddy. I don't have to pretend you did. You did.
And was acting like Honey Badger wouldn't get involved to get Mike off his little bitch mode on Twitter to get up here and have a fucking conversation.
I've already explained to you why it's fine that he doesn't and why it's completely understandable, especially with the shit that's come out of your mouth, not only this video, but the stuff that you've texted to the guy. There's only so many insults one can take before they're willing to say, okay, screw it, I'm done with you.
Wait,
No, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do that. I'm not gonna argue with this queer's fag hag. I want to fight the man himself. What is he gonna do? Are we gonna have a debate about why Mike's a pussy, but Mike doesn't show up to that debate? If I talk a bunch of shit about Tonka and Failure shows up, and I say Tonka's a pussy, and then Failure tells me, well, he's not a pussy, and I ask, where the fuck is he? Doesn't that look a little bad for Tonka? Like, what is the debate gonna be about?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.